From each happily ever after, every wish upon a star. Let's break down the movies that shaped who we are. From memory lane to now and everything in between. The most famous of films to the ones we've never seen. Decade by decade, all the times we laughed and cried. And with a little pixie dust, they will all take flight. Reliving the feelings, and we're trying our very best. And if they mean the same to you, please be our guest. So hop aboard, we would love to have you as we hang with a certain mouth, the whole gang too. If you love nostalgia stuff, we hope this does the trick. Thanks for joining us as we deep dive the magic.
Hi, and welcome back to the Deep Diving the Magic podcast. I'm KJ.
And I am Jeffrey, and we are back today with the final film of the year 1977. We've made it through 1977, and that is film number 134 from December the 16th of the year 1977. It is a film called Candleshoe. That's right, we started in the year 1937, and we are finishing the year 1977, and we only have so many more years to go. But since 37 to 77 has been 134 films. And the 134th deep dive that we're doing is Candleshoe.
Mhm.
Candleshoe is based on the novel Christmas at Candleshoe by Michael Innes, or Ines, whatever it is. It is the return of David Niven from No Deposit, No Return, Helen Hayes from many films that we've watched, and of course Jodie Foster in her final contracted Disney film. This is also, as we mentioned last week, the film that stopped her from being able to play Princess Leia in the Star Wars trilogy. Wild. Yeah. You want to talk about Candleshoe and a synopsis?
So, a tomboy cons a nobleman to find a treasure trove of Spanish doubloons.
What a word. W.
Doubloons.
Um, yeah. So thoughts, facts. Why is this coming off of a book called Christmas at Candleshoe?
Why is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
While looking up, I can say this. I love Jodie Foster and I love coming of age movies. Will I love this film? We'll find out. Did it make me
Okay.
want to rewatch Napoleon and Samantha? We'll find out.
Okay. So, a fun behind the scenes trivia here. This is one of Helen Hayes' last film
I thought it was
roles.
her actual Fab's last film.
She played Lady Saint Edmund, and was called the First Lady of American Theater. Uh, Candleshoe was filmed when she was in her late 70s, and it ended up being her final feature film performance. She wanted to retire from movies while she still loved acting, and this gave her a role as a gentle, hopeful matriarch and an extra emotional punch.
Yeah.
David Niven, who is the entire staff.
She guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the entire staff.
Well, we'll get there.
Um, the movie did really rely on him playing all of the roles of the staff. He performed each with separate costuming, accents, and specific mannerisms, and insisted on rehearsing them all himself to make sure the illusion worked. He was also known to switch characters on set mid-scene just to make the crew laugh.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yes. Don't rush me. I'm getting there.
Nope.
So Jodie Foster was filming 3 movies at once.
Not Star Wars.
Obviously. During this period, she was 14 and was filming Cross Continents. She filmed Candleshoe in England while also promoting work for Freaky Friday and dealing with an award season visibility for Taxi Driver, which was released the year after, or prior, sorry. The stories are of her being finishing a scene, changing clothes in a car, and then flying to press event, and then coming back to shoot again the next morning. So she was everywhere. Um, could you imagine had she added Star Wars to that? No. And then the treasure hunt was based on real estate folklore. The idea of a secret treasure hidden in stately home wasn't totally fictional. Writers drew from stories of English manor owners hiding family gold during World War II. And many homes really did have secret passageways, false panels, and riddle-like instructions for their heirs. So the riddles in Candleshoe actually mirror real historical estate puzzles.
Right. Like the movie Clue.
Yeah. The orphaned kids were basically a real life kid squad. The child actors lived together at the filming location during the production and formed a tight little gang, which is why their scrappy teamwork on screen feels very natural. They talked about food fights in the dining hall, trying to sneak onto the stunt horses, and making Jodie Foster laugh during serious takes. Um, and Disney loved their chemistry so much that he rewrote several scenes to lean into the kids' natural banter. And then Candleshoe was part of Disney's scrappy survival era in the late 70s before Disney's animation renaissance. And before Touchstone Studios, they were leaning heavily into adventure films, real world locations, and mischievous child teen protagonist. So Candleshoe was one of the films that kept Disney afloat before the revival period that would later bring things like The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast.
Can you imagine our list once we get there?
Yeah. And then the final stunt was real and almost went bad. The climax involves vehicles crashing and characters fighting near the estate grounds. Several of those stunts were done practically, including the Jeep going downhill. One stunt vehicle nearly flipped entirely, and production paused to reevaluate stunt safety. No one was hurt, but it definitely gave the crew a scare. And then the house is real, and it is very tourable. Um, and it's actually in Compton Wineates. I don't even know how you say that. And it's a real Tudor style manor in Warwickshire, England. I probably butchered that, sorry. And it has hidden rooms, century-old portraits, and secret staircases.
You're so excited.
I know, I want to see secret staircases. Like, I want to go tour this place.
Then go. Go to Worcestershire, England, or wherever it is.
Warwickshire?
Yeah.
It's probably something like Worcester. It probably sounds nothing like what I just
Um,
lost.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Well, there's just some trivia.
Well, that trivia was way more exciting than this film was.
You're
But
welcome. You're welcome.
so yeah, Jodie Foster went off on a
Tangent?
no, like she went out of the Disney company on a not on a high. But that's okay. We'll get there. We see a group of teens that are playing around and causing mischief during the opening credits. Casey, um, which is Jodie Foster's character, she's bringing some items that she stole. Um, but she thinks that she ends up getting sold out by the police. I didn't really understand this first scene.
I was very confused by it as well.
She thinks that there's a guy who's the police, but really it's not a police guy. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
She soon learns that it isn't the police that she is brought in to meet, but it's actually a con man who is very intrigued by her scars.
Mhm.
She is told to put on a fancy dress and brought to a fancy dinner. Um, she is told that she's going to pose as a grandchild of a wealthy and powerful person in an attempt to uncover a lost treasure. So basically, she matches the age roughly, and she has the same scars as this person's long lost grandchild.
Mhm.
Um, she's like, all right, well, I'll do this as long as I get 1/3 of the profit. And they're like, you only get 10%. She goes, okay, I'll take 10% as long as I get a fancy car out of it. They tell her the backstory. They bring her to Britain. They teach her how to be posh, and they tell her where the clues may be. She already has practice being posh because she was in um, Freaky Friday and stuff. But whatever. So they arrive at this amazing Candleshoe mansion. They go and speak to the grandmother, who I refer to her as the ladyship. So they refer to her as the ladyship.
Hmm.
She does a good job at playing the part, um, though she has to hide eating the rice pudding because she doesn't actually like rice pudding, which sounds disgusting. Um,
Have you ever had rice pudding?
no, I don't think so. Maybe, but I couldn't tell you. She openly then blows her cover about not being the granddaughter, much to everybody's shock. But the ladyship still believes her, um, because all the things that she said are continuing to come true. So she continues to play the part perfectly, and the ladyship is convinced that she is her granddaughter. All
Mhm.
because there was a hole in the
A loose brick.
a loose brick, and then she knew the song for the music box and all that stuff.
Which reminded me of the Hunger Games.
Um, Remind you of what?
It reminded the song kind of for some reason reminded me of the Hunger Games. I
Oh,
think it's because she whistled it.
maybe I couldn't tell you.
I don't
So
know.
she knows the stuffed animals' names.
Mhm.
She whistles the correct tune. She also becomes acquainted with the other children of the estate. So basically, there's some other children that are there that got adopted by this lady.
Mhm.
After she lost her granddaughter, she adopted some people from the foster home.
Mhm.
Um, Everyone is acting funny around the ladyship, and we learn that the butler is pretending to play the part of multiple people on the estate.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that?
I kind of talked about it during the trivia. This guy literally plays the entire staff of
The
the
guard,
house.
the cook.
It's kind of like the ladyship has no idea that he is the one that's doing everything.
Mhm.
It was weird.
He's a good character though.
Yeah.
Casey is on to him. Um, and the other children do not believe that she's actually related to the grandmother. But one
Hmm.
of them comes in and gives her garlic and says garlic keeps the ghosts away.
Hmm.
That night she begins snooping. But she is caught by the butler because he is also snooping because he's trying to find a book about being a plumber because he has to play multiple things.
Hmm.
But he does believe her excuse about having to find a book. He admits that he is the only staff because the state is actually broke. Dun dun dun. And
Hmm.
he is keeping it a secret from the ladyship and continues the secret.
What
Yeah,
did you think the ladyship would
I
know?
don't know. He does a heck of a job.
What does the ladyship not know? Because she's paying the staff, is she not?
Probably not. I don't know. Oh, no, no, because she like fires one. I don't know. Whatever. So he believes her. He goes on her way. She continues her hunt for clues. She ends up falling asleep in the study with all the books, but in the morning she finds out that the clue she's trying to find is actually like from the window light above the fireplace, not in a book.
Hmm.
And it is the first clue is about a path to glory leading to the grave.
Hmm.
She calls the clue in, but gets caught by one of the other children. The children are upset with her for refusing to do her share around the house, and they all get into a fight, like a fight filled with a bunch of hijinks. Um, she gets a scar, and she covers this for the children by explaining that basically she fell to the ladyship. Casey gets apprehended by the man who brought her there, the con man, who doesn't believe her clue, but then they find the next clue. Basically, it's like on a grave, they find the next clue. This man called Colonel Dennis has come for tea, but of course it is just the butler in a very Colonel Sanders looking outfit, with the mustache and everything. Casey then forces him to ride the horse, even though that the butler is afraid of horses, causing quite the hijinks and him causing a scene by falling off the horse. Um, we learn that they are 100 pounds short for the taxes and they only have 8 days to get it. So then Casey's like, all right, well, I'm gonna help you all sell the produce at the market because she ends up like getting this like she's basically lying about the produce to get people to buy it
Hmm.
or exaggerating the truth, but they end up
They're gonna sell out.
they raise
Good
a
thing you came now.
they raise a bunch of money. But then there's a Disney storm that's coming. So they have Casey bring the money back to the estate. But when they get to the estate, there's no power in the house because of the Disney storm, and the con man is there and catches her when she's counting the money.
Mhm.
Um, he's there to take out the ladyship, but she stops him from doing that. But then he steals the money, um,
That
and
they just raised.
it causes a fight between the two of them.
Hmm.
He straight up just like hits her. Um,
Well, he knocks her
she
down.
she tries to like stop him in the car, but then she ends up getting thrown from the car,
Hmm.
and ending up in the hospital because she like hits a tree. She wakes up in the hospital with the ladyship looking over her. Um,
Holding her hand.
yep. And we also learned that Candleshoe was up for auction now because the money was not raised slash it was stolen. The ladyship is going into an elderly home, and the ladyship says that she always knew that the butler was playing all the roles, like you said, and she thanks him for all of his hard work and dedication.
Hmm.
The children come to visit Casey in the hospital, telling her that they're all going back to the orphanage because they have to, because Candleshoe is going away. That's
Hmm.
very sad. Um, she continues to not tell them the truth about the robbery or anything, but then she runs out after them to tell them the truth about everything and all the clues.
Yep.
They get the butler and the ladyship involved, and the ladyship knows the answer to some of the clues. But unfortunately, the next clue is on a painting that they had sold to raise the money. So they're like on this journey to retrieve the sold painting. It's like on a train, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
So they park their car across the train tracks to try to stop the train. They can get the clue off the painting. And the lady's like, "What about my car?" And the butler's like, "Don't worry, their brakes are really good on the train."
Hmm.
And she goes, "Okay, fine, then I'm gonna stay.
I'm not getting out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in this car." And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm staying in the car."
You said the brakes were good.
So then he had to like get in front of the car and be like, "Please stop, please stop, please stop." Um, and they park the car. The ladyship insists on staying in the car. Luckily, it stops just in the nick of time. Like he's like stuck, but like it does stop.
Hmm.
Um, they find the painting on the train and they try to find the next clue. They rush to find the next clue, but they see that the con man is in the estate with his men tearing it apart looking for the treasure on their own. Not good. Um,
Yeah.
a fight ensues with lots of hijinks and lots of slapstick fighting, like you mentioned, which causes a statue to fall. And the money from the treasure, which was inside of the statue, comes pouring down just as the police arrive. But of course, these men are like caught and they can't do anything because they're like the rubber falls on top of them.
Hmm.
Rubble falls on top of them.
Hmm.
The con man and his people are captured and trapped as they discover the money just in time. But then they discover the money just in time to save Candleshoe with the help of everyone, including Casey.
Hmm.
But then go ahead.
The thing that the money, the doubloons was in, I swear was a medieval torture device. I think I asked you about it.
I thought it was just a statue of the dude. The reason,
But it looked like a medieval torture device because they used to have this thing. I don't remember
like
exactly
the
how it was.
jokey,
Kinda, but it was like a like a hollowed out metal thing that had spikes in it.
like the jokey,
Yeah, and they would shut you in it.
like the jokey from Matilda,
Yeah, and
maybe.
well, I felt like that was more of a closet. But anyway, so that's what it kind of looked like to me.
But either way, and it's funny because like the children were giving her garlic because they thought that statue was haunted. But whatever. It cuts to now we see that Casey is packing her bags to leave the estate. She's at the train station. She's leaving.
Mhm.
She's she knows she did wrong and
Gonna go back home.
going back to LA. Yeah. She's visited at the train station by the ladyship.
Hmm.
They have a heart to heart. Um, and this is where Casey admits that she's fallen for everybody including the grandmother,
Mhm.
hence why she helped save the estate. The grandmother brings her back to the Candleshoe, and Casey says, "Well, what if your real granddaughter shows up?" And she says, "Perhaps my real granddaughter has shown up." The end. Um, and I wanted to like this film so much more than I did.
Uh, it was
It
like this one was hard to follow at times. And it didn't really grab you in, so I kind of found it interesting that they said that this was one of the last things that helped
uh,
keep Disney
I
afloat.
love Coming of Age. I love Jodie Foster. I didn't like this film. It just kind of happened. But what do you got for takeaways,
I mean,
ratings,
we watched
lists?
it, so we made it through. Um,
It's a final film of 77. We're
it did
closing the book on
some
77.
it did have some funny moments, but it definitely does not make my list.
What did you rate it?
I rated it a six.
What did they rate it?
6.7.
Yo, they rated this higher than Pete's Dragon.
Crazy.
Nuts. What doesn't make your list?
No.
So then what is your list through from the year 1937 through the year 1977? What is your list?
The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, 101 Dalmatians, The Parent Trap, Sleeping Beauty, Dumbo, The Apple Dumpling Gang, The Strongest Man in the World, Napoleon and Samantha, Snowball Express, and The Jungle Book.
That's your list upon a star through the year 1977.
Hmm.
So mine through the year 1977 is also not changing because it's not making mine. So mine is through 40 years of watching this. Number one is 101 Dalmatians. Number two is The Rescuers. Number three is Mary Poppins. Number four is The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Number five, Peter Pan. Number six, Robin Hood. Number seven, Alice in Wonderland. Number eight, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Number nine, when we watched last week, Pete's Dragon. And number 10, now on the chopping block, The Wonderful Babes in Toyland. And we will put that right here. But yeah, we made it through 1977. So we are moving on to a new year. We're almost at the end of the 70s because we've made it over to the year 1978. And the year 1978 is starting with film number 135, which is a sequel to a film that we watched in a trilogy, or I don't know if it's a trilogy, but like in a series
Hmm.
from March of the year 1978. Film number 135 is The Return from Witch Mountain. We are going back to Witch Mountain.
Let's hope it's better than the
I mean, the
first.
first one was their attempt at a horror movie, so we'll see how the horror movie is for here. Happy Halloween, right? Um, but either way, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for your kind words. Again, we are over there on Instagram if you want to come say hello to us. We are on YouTube and Spotify. That's the general hub where you can watch us, listen to us, see us, all that fun stuff. Deep diving the magic over there. And of course, we are on email on if you want to email us deepdivingthemagicpod@gmail.com if you want to write in about your favorite films through the year 1977. But again, thank you for hanging out with us. We have floating over to the year 1978 next, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Thanks for deep diving the magic.
Bye.